Hey guys, it's Hope with Fit to Fight Republic. Hope everyone is doing well today. We'll get started in just a few moments, but go ahead and find a comfortable seat for the next few moments while we wait for people to show up. And you can just start to relax your shoulders down your back. We'll take a few cleansing breaths together, so you can just inhale through your nose and then open your mouth and let it go. Let's do that again. Inhale through your nose and then open your mouth and just let it go. Hey everyone, let's see who we got. Hey Ernest, hey Nancy. Hope you guys are having an awesome Thursday. So we're gonna build a little bit of strength today, but we're gonna just do some breath work first and try to release through our shoulders and our neck. This week's been really kind of stressful. You know, there's a lot going on in the world. We still have a pandemic, and it's a great opportunity to, you know, try to reduce our internal stress, and then, you know, so we can support each other and whatever that looks like for you guys. So again, just close your eyes, sit up tall. You want your shoulders stacked over your hips. And then just take a deep inhale through your nose. We're gonna hold it at the top for a count of 3. So 3, 2, 1, and then slowly exhale everything from your lungs. And you want to try and get your exhale longer than your inhale. So go ahead and take another inhale. Hold it at the top for 3, 2, 1, and then slowly exhale. We'll do one more like that. Again, inhale. Hold it for 3, 2, 1, and then exhale. Nice. We'll just take some seated cat and cow, so your hands can stay on your knees here. We're going to inhale, opening up through our chest. Chin can go toward the ceiling a little bit. As you exhale, bringing everything, rounding your back, bringing your chin into your chest. And again, inhale, and then exhale. One more time, inhale, and exhale. Come back to that midpoint or that ear line. Probably gonna have some friends here in a second. Inhale your right or your left arm up to the ceiling. Exhale, we're just gonna take a gentle twist. So your hand can go on your knee or on the outside. We're not really pushing here to go very deep in the twist. Gently come back to center. This time your right arm goes to the ceiling. Exhale, coming to the left side. Nice. And then just unwind. We're going to come into our tabletop position. So, you know, pressing into the mat, spreading your fingers wide, and then just start to move through some cat and cows. And this Kit here, she's probably going to really show us how the yoga's done, right? She's like, I showed up just to do the cat pose. You can add in some C curves here. And pay attention to your breath. You know, if you're still feeling some anxiety or some tension you need to release, you can continue with that longer exhalation, or you can just start to breathe normally, or you can breathe in through your nose, out through your nose. Yeah. Nice. And come back to the center. We're going to flip our right palm toward the ceiling, and you can just stay right here, or if you want to add in some gentle movement, you can certainly do that. And this might be enough. And then release. Flipping that left palm to the ceiling. Again, maybe you add in some tiny movement here. Maybe whatever you're doing is enough, and that's great. And then just release. And then take your knees wide. Your toes can touch. We're going to push back for a child's pose, extending your fingers in front. Maybe you relax your chin or your forehead. You know, if you have super tight hips or it just doesn't work out for you, you can always take a pillow here too, just to rest your head, or a block if you happen to have a block. And then just breathe. Allow your body to be heavy and to take up space on your mat. Let your breath be effortless. Just really surrender into the pose. Come back through your tabletop. And then we're going to come up to our downward facing dog. So as you're in your downward facing dog, you can start to bring one heel to the floor and then the other. Really make sure your shoulders are away from your ears. We have a tendency to want to do this. Don't do that. Relax your shoulders. If your heels don't meet the ground, that's okay. You can take a nice deep bend in your knees and stay here. And as you start to open up, maybe you straighten your legs. Maybe your heels go to the floor. But it's alright if they don't. Awesome. And then we're going to bend both knees, let it hover over the mat for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and straighten your legs, and then just start to walk to the top of your mat, finding a forward fold. And always, you know, you can grab your elbows here. Again, if you have super tight hamstrings, and what that'll look like is if you are here, like there's a ton of room, or if you have super tight legs in general. And so just by bending your knees, notice how that changes my posture just by bending my knees. It's going to allow you to relax into the pose a little bit more easily. That doesn't mean it's easy, but it definitely, you know, can be easier. So yeah, just relax here. Your feet, you can separate them hips distance, maybe even a little bit more than hips distance. Just releasing your head, shaking your head yes and no. I hope everyone's having a great morning. Yeah, you can maybe walk your hands around, releasing your bind, walking your hands around. I know you guys have done this stuff, but it's always nice to have a refresher. Yeah. Awesome. Maybe you bend one knee, come back to center, and then bend the other. Just options. If there's another, you know, if something else feels better in your body, then you can certainly do that. Awesome. Go back over here. We're going to come into a halfway lift, and then exhale, release back down to the mat. You're going to step your left foot back. So we're going to stay up on the back toe. You can keep a bend in your knee for stability. You also may want to notice how my heel is over the arch of my foot. That's going to help with stability as well. Ankle, knee are in front here. So I'm going to inhale, engaging my core, belly button to spine. My arms are going to go into like a skier pose here. You're really going to feel it in this right hip. And then we're just going to breathe here for a moment. Really focus on pushing your feet into the mat, into the floor. Now without moving your body, you're going to bring your arms up to the ceiling. I know this hip, you're really probably starting to feel it, because I certainly am. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, come all the way up to crescent. Whew. Breathing here for a moment. Belly button still to my spine. You don't want your ribs out here, you want your ribs engaged. Again, you can keep a bend in that back knee, a slight bend. Breathe in here. Start to put your weight into your right foot. You can even drag that left foot up to meet your right. Whew. Inhale, fingertips to ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step that right foot back this time. Again, give yourself a moment to check in, ankle, knee are in alignment. Your back leg, slight bend. Again, you've got your heel over the arch. And maybe it might be a little bit different just depending on how you get your balance. But pulling your belly button to your spine, arms come back into that skier pose. And then breathe. Focusing on strong legs, strong core. Hands go to the ceiling. Continuing to breathe. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come up to your crescent. Whew. Still finding your balance, checking in, seeing where your ribs are. And breathe. Weight starts to go into your left foot. Step that right foot up to meet your left. Arms go down by side. Inhale, fingertips to ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. We're going to step that left foot back again. We're not going to hold as long. We're going to add on. This is kind of a ladder practice, but still you want to keep that stability. Bring your arms behind you. Inhale, arms to sky. Go ahead and come into that crescent pose. Pause here for a moment. Make sure you have your balance. And then more slowly than you like, we're going to lower that knee all the way down to the ground. Awesome. Hands come on the inside of your right foot. We're going to keep our toes pointed toward the mat at this particular moment. You can pause for a breath here. You can stay up on your hands, or if you want to walk or come down to your forearms, you can certainly do that. And then just hang out here with me for a moment. About 3 more rounds of breath. Coming up to your hands. Now you can come onto the bladed side of that foot and just push your right leg away. Everything comes back into alignment. Right hand comes on the outside of that right foot. Tuck your toes, step that left foot up to meet your right. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold. Inhale, fingertips to ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Awesome. Next side, step that right foot back. Find your balance. Arms go behind you. Inhale to the sky. Go ahead and rise up to your crescent lunge. Pause in here for a moment. Check in with your ribs. Slowly lower all the way down to the mat. Awesome. This time, hands come on the inside of that left foot. Take a moment. Toes are still straight, facing straight ahead. You can stay here, or you can come down to your forearms on this side. And breathe. Now 3 more rounds of breath. Awesome. Go ahead and come back to your hands. This time coming onto the bladed side of your left foot, pushing your left thigh away. And breathe. Now take breath where you can. That's what I tell myself every day. Well, like lots of times. Like when I was running this morning. Whew, terrible. Go ahead and pull everything back into alignment. Left hand comes on the outside of that left foot. Tuck your toes. Right foot comes up to meet the left. Forward fold. This time take your hands behind your shins. Again, you can keep a really deep bend in your knees. Working your chest towards the tops of your thighs, letting your head be loose. Releasing your bind, we're going to inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, fingertips to ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Going to add on a little bit. Step that right foot back. Left foot back. Bring your hands behind you. Hands go toward the ceiling or the front of the room, all the way up to that crescent. Lower all the way down to your knee. Hands go on the inside. Again, push your right leg away. Bring it back into alignment. Then coming off the top of your knee onto your thigh, you're going to point your right or left toes to the ceiling. If you have the room, you can take your right hand, reach back, and start to work that heel towards your bum. This is a tough stretch. Can create a lot of cramps. So if you notice that you're cranking out, just release and then come back into it. And breathe. We'll be here just another moment. Go ahead and release that foot. Right hand comes on the outside of your right foot. Tuck your back toe. Step your left foot up to meet your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, fingertips to ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Now step the right foot back. Again, arms come into that skier pose. Come up toward the front of the room or the ceiling. All the way up to that crescent pose. Bring your right knee down all the way to the ground. Hands come on the inside of that left leg. Push that left knee away. Nice. Let it come back into alignment. Rolling off of your top of your knee this time, pointing your right toe to the ceiling. Maybe reaching back for your foot. Maybe that heel comes towards your bum. And breathe. Strong legs, stay. And then slowly release. Left hand comes on the outside of your left foot. Tuck your right toes. Step your right foot up to meet your left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, fingertips to ceiling. Exhale, fold. Awesome. Step your left foot back. You guys know where we're going with this. Arms come behind you. Move forward. Come up to your crescent. Go all the way down on your knee. I'm going to change it up on you just a little bit. Hands come on the inside of that right foot. This time, you can tuck your toes and just hang out here. If you have the room, you can come all the way down to your forearms with that knee tucked. With that knee elevated. If it doesn't work for you, that's okay. Just find one that does. Find one of the other ones that we did that works. And breathe. Coming back up to your hands. Right hand comes on the outside of your right foot. Left foot steps up to meet the right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, fingertips to ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. Step your right foot back. Find your balance. Arms come behind you toward the front of the room, all the way up to the sky. Drop that back knee down. Hands come on the inside of that left foot. Once you're here, if you'd like, go ahead and tuck your toe. And you can stay on your hands, or you can come down to your forearms. And breathe. We're almost there. Go ahead and come back up to your hands. Left hand comes on the outside of your left foot. Step your right foot up to meet your left. This time, interlacing your fingers behind your back, taking a belt or a towel if you need to, and we're going to come into a shoulder opener. If you have really open shoulders, see if you can get the palm of your hands together. Still able to shake your head yes and no. Releasing through your neck. And breathe. Releasing your bind. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, fingertips to ceiling. Exhale, forward fold. This is the last one in the standing series, and then we'll move down to the ground for a little bit of a cool down. So again, set up your balance. Hands go behind, skiers pose to the sky, all the way up. Awesome. Lower that knee back down. Hands come to the floor. We're not going to go to our forearms this time. So here, you're on your toes. Everyone should be on their toes. You're going to bring that left hand in the center. So then we're going to do a balancing pose here. You're going to rotate onto the side, the bladed side of your foot, and then come into side plank. Maybe you have an elevated leg on this. Really stack your shoulders and your wrist, pressing your palms into the mat. Bring that knee back into your chest. Step it back up to the top of the mat. Right hand on the outside of that right foot. Left foot steps up. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, fingertips to ceiling. Exhale, fold. Stepping your right foot back this time. Finding your balance. Arms come into that skier's pose. To the sky. Come all the way up. Lower your knee down. Hands come on the inside. Tuck your toe. So this time, right hand, your stable hand, you're going to start to rotate on the bladed side of your right foot. Left hand comes to the ceiling. And then you can start to stack or bring that leg. Yeah. And breathe. Pull your knee into your chest, your left knee. Step it forward. Left hand comes on the outside of that left foot. Right foot comes forward. Woo. Finding your forward fold. Grabbing your elbows, shaking your head. Yes and no. Awesome. Then come down to your tabletop position. You can stay right here if you want to go into child's pose for a moment. You can certainly do that. Move through a few cat and cows. Get back to your breath. Awesome. And shift your weight forward, releasing through your wrist. And then go ahead and come onto your bums. We'll bring our knees into our chest, giving yourself a squeeze. You can actually inhale, bring your shoulders and forehead to your knees. Exhaling, releasing everything down to the mat. Take your feet wide and we'll just start to windshield wiper our legs from side to side. Awesome. Come back to the center. Take your right ankle over your left thigh, and you can stay here. No problem. If you want a little more, interlace your fingers behind that left leg, using your elbow to create some more tension. And breathe. You can add in some movement here if you'd like. Definitely not necessary. And then release your hands. Just drop that right foot all the way over to the left. So your right knee is going toward the ceiling. You can hold on to your ankle if you want to. Right hand can do whatever it wants. Coming back to the center, extend that right leg toward the ceiling, interlacing your hands behind your right thigh. And it's okay if you have a bend in your knee. If you'd like to start to straighten it, you can certainly do that too. And just add a little bit of resistance, pushing your thigh into your hands and your hands into your thigh. Heel, foot is active, so heel's going toward the ceiling. And breathe. See if you can keep your shoulders towards the floor. Your head should be on the floor because we're not trying to create any additional stress there. And then just bend your right leg, release your hands, and we'll go to the other side. So left ankle crosses over the right leg. You can stay here, or you can interlace your fingers behind that right thigh. Again, left elbow can add some tension or create some tension by pushing your left knee away. Some tiny movements if that works for you. If it doesn't, that's okay. Releasing your thigh, left foot's going to go over to the right, left knee goes to the ceiling. And you may have different sensations, well, you probably will have different sensations on the sides, and that's completely normal. Just relaxing into the floor, relaxing into the mat. Coming back to the center, extending that left leg to the ceiling, interlacing your fingers behind your leg. And coming to practices like this really allows you time to breathe and get into your own body. And when you're conscious of your breath, and you can take a moment with everything that's happening right now in our world, and really focus on being centered and focus on the moment. Hopefully you can save yourself some stress and, I don't know about anger, but just pausing and giving yourself a moment to adjust, because it's a lot. Go ahead and release your leg. We're going to take our feet as wide as our mat, allowing our knees to meet in the center. And that's normal. It's normal to have all of the feelings. I think that on a daily basis, I go through, most days anyway, a roller coaster of different emotions. And then go ahead and take your feet together, allowing your knees to butterfly towards the floor. None of us have really been through anything like this before. It's all new. This can be an opportunity for growth or stagnation and anger. And I'm not going to choose that. I hope you don't either. Go ahead and pull your knees back into your chest. Give yourself a little bit of a squeeze here. Maybe your feet go toward the ceiling. You grab either the outside soles of your feet or the inside sole or the inside soles of your legs here. Now we'll just roll it to a seated position. Come to a seat, and then we'll just move through some neck rolls as we finish up here. Move in one direction and then the other. You can take your right hand to the mat, bring your left arm over your ear, just stretch toward the other side of the room. And then move on to the other side. We'll do that one more time on each side. Nice. Come back to center, bringing your fingertips to the ceiling. We'll bring them out in front. And this is perfect. You can stay right here, and you probably can't see my hands anymore. Or you can start to work your forearms to the floor. Maybe you can go a little bit deeper. But just because you can doesn't mean that you have to. You can give your body what it needs. Coming back up to that seated position, we're just going to change out our legs. So switch, put whichever foot wasn't on top. We'll do that one more time. So just move through some neck rolls in both directions. Get yourself a kitty or a cat or somebody else's. Right hand goes down to the floor, left arm goes over your ear. Come over to the opposite side. Nice. One more time on each side. Awesome. Come back to the center, fingertips go to the ceiling. Exhaling, bringing those arms or hands, fingers, whatever, extended in front. Maybe you release down to the floor. Maybe again you come a little bit deeper. Just be where you're at. But I encourage you to always move towards growth. Walking back up to center. I hope you guys have a great Thursday, a great weekend. I really appreciate being part of this community, and I appreciate you guys for showing up. Have a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys next week.